Hello, everybody. I'm Dylan Guilford, and this is Kristen Dennis, and this is Dr. Alucard's docudrama, where we're doing Dracula film reviews. The first movie, Count Dracula, from 1977. All right. So, Kristen, what did you think about this movie, first of all?
Well, it wasn't bad, but personally not my cup of tea. I didn't really care for the old aspect of it, considering I don't really care for old movies too much.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on this one. There's some awkwardness throughout the movie. I mean, we all saw the lizard scene of Dracula climbing up the walls. I would have to say that it is pretty accurate towards the book. Like, Jonathan Harker is an actual featured character. Mina's a featured character. I think Lucy's a featured character, but I don't know if her name is actually Lucy. I watched this movie 2 weeks ago, so my memory's a little bit hazy here. But for lore accurate movies and like it actually being called Count Dracula, it was pretty accurate.
It was the most accurate movie that we have on this list, and I believe just the most accurate movie in general.
Yeah, I think we watched a YouTube video in class where it was ranked the most accurate movie by all standards. Lore accurate wise, character accurate wise, setting. The setting in this movie was really good. I did like the castle.
Yes, the theme and setting was probably the best part of this movie.
Yeah. The characters were really good. The actors were iffy.
Yeah, the acting could have been... I didn't really care for how Dracula looked.
Yeah, it wasn't very accurate. That wasn't very lore accurate.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we did say that it was the most lore accurate. So our rating system that we have for this show is bats, and then we have rats. Bats is lore accuracy towards the book, Dracula by Bram Stoker. And rats is personal rating. So personally, on the bat scale, I would give this a solid 9.0 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely a 9. Like, there's definitely some spots where it could probably be more accurate, but out of everything we cover in all movies, it's definitely the most accurate.
On rats, though, I'd give this a 6.9. This was not a very enjoyable movie.
I feel like a 6.9 is probably generous.
Generous?
Yeah, I really didn't care for it too much. I'd probably give it about a 5.
Dang. The book is really good, but the way this movie portrays the book, I don't think is very entertaining.
Yeah.
There's not like a lot of the fun parts about the book. Like, there's no Demeter, I don't think, in this movie.
It definitely didn't hook me like the book did.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
Like, the book definitely hooked me right at the beginning, but the movie, I feel like I have to get like halfway through to be hooked, and movies just really should capture you at the very beginning, not halfway through.
That is very true. Alrighty. After that, we're moving on to our second movie, which is Batman vs. Dracula. The Batman vs. Dracula, a 2005 animated film. Oh, baby, I loved this movie. Oh, this is definitely my favorite movie that we reviewed. I love Batman, and
who doesn't love Batman?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
like it encaptures perfectness. Just vampires versus a dude who's dressed as a bat.
I mean, literally the whole. If you look at the movie poster, I think it has this, but it says the Lord of Darkness versus the Prince of Darkness. The Prince of Darkness being Batman, and the Lord of Darkness being Dracula.
That is probably the hardest line I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's so cool. And they have the Dr. Alucard mention. Dr. Alucard is Dracula, but Alucard is spelled backwards. It's like Alucard spells Dracula backwards. That's just such a great motif. It happens throughout this whole movie. Dr. Alucard comes into Gotham. He's awakened by the Joker and the Penguin, of all people, which just...
I did not expect the Penguin to be in this one, honestly.
The Penguin is a slave. He becomes Dracula's slave, and that's just such a cool aspect. Because Dracula basically mind controls all of Gotham, and Batman has to learn how to save all these people from Dracula's reign of Gotham City. Because Dracula ends up in Gotham from a shipping mishap, I think is what's explained in the movie. And he's shipped to Gotham in Gotham Cemetery, and Dracula picks him up. So the shipping mishap, like, Dracula gets shipped to Gotham City in the cemetery. Joker and Penguin escape from Arkham. That's where the movie
Yeah,
starts.
it starts with the trailer shows them escaping.
Yeah, yes. They leave Arkham, or they escape Arkham, and then the reason why they escaped Arkham is they're trying to get some money, and there's like this hidden doubloons basically over
Doubloons.
where it's supposed to be Dracula's cave, but the Penguin opens Dracula's what is it called, coffin, and he starts to bleed because he cut himself or something like that, and some of his blood gets into Dracula's coffin, and Dracula starts attacking Penguin, and he mind controls him. The coolest thing I think about this movie is that if one of Dracula's slaves feeds, he kind of gets the blood, and he grows younger from that. Oh, and another thing.
It's just a pyramid scheme with blood.
Basically. And to connect this to the book, there is a point where Joker actually becomes a Renfield-esque type of character because he starts to like go insane, more insane than he already is, and he starts to eat bugs when he gets locked up. Because the Joker does become a vampire. We'll put a picture on the screen, but the Joker does become a vampire person, and he basically becomes Renfield. And Jonathan Harker, I guess, would have to be Bruce Wayne and Batman, but I don't know. There's no direct correlation between them.
Yeah, so probably the most direct is like maybe Penguin being Mina with the like mind control and everything.
Yeah,
kind of.
The Penguin
very loose.
The Penguin is being mind controlled by Dracula. He doesn't really like try to read into the fact. Be like he's basically just Dracula's biggest slave.
Okay.
Now let's go to the rating system. Bats. This is not a very accurate movie towards the book. There is points where it's very accurate, like
probably the most accurate is Joker becoming Renfield.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
There's also, Batman. The weaknesses. Batman does kill him with sunlight, but that doesn't really kill Batman. That doesn't really kill Dracula.
It just like weakens his powers.
Yes. Nighttime. That's a huge like the setting of this book is kind of accurate. All of it's done during the nighttime, and the animation towards that is very good. I think I'd have to give this on the bat scale probably a 6.5, maybe a 5.9. It's not a very accurate movie.
I'd probably say about a 5.6, 5.7.
Yeah, but Rats, on the other hand, this is my favorite movie.
It's a Batman movie. Come on, man.
A Batman animated film. This is a very enjoyable movie. I'd have to give it a 8.99 on the scale.
That's definitely a fair scaling.
There's some animation mishaps and stuff like that, but all in all, the voice acting is amazing. Everything's amazing about this movie.
This will probably be the only movie that we agree with the rat scale.
Yeah.
Just because it's a Batman movie.
Yeah,
Come on. It can't be bad.
Yeah, there's no way it can be bad.
There are very few Batman movies that are actually bad.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next movie, we have Dracula Untold. Alrighty. This movie basically starts with connecting Vlad the Impaler and Dracula together. Okay, so
it's basically a prequel to Dracula, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a prequel.
In a way?
In a sense, yes, it's a very strong prequel-esque kind of movie. So first you have Vlad the Impaler's son starting off the movie with saying how Vlad the Impaler is a horrible human being. He used to kill a whole bunch of people, and then he becomes Dracula. And that sets off the movie with, Prince Caspian from Narnia. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look up his name. We'll put a picture of him, but he is a very recognizable actor, and he just starts off the movie as Vlad the Impaler, and the conflict is that Vlad the Impaler has to deal with the Ottoman Empire coming in and taking his kingdom again. And it's a very, very driven movie. I do like.
Don't they kill some of his family or something like that?
Yes. Towards the end of the movie, the Ottoman Empire kills his wife, and they almost kill his son. So the thing is that Vlad has to go to another vampire that he knows about in a cave, and to win this war that they're at with the Ottoman Empire, he drinks the blood of this vampire, and he becomes a vampire for 3 days. If he doesn't feed on human blood for those 3 days, he will revert back to a human. But if he does, he has to be a vampire forever until he gives blood to somebody else, like he did. But that kind of gets disestablished towards the end of the movie, because towards the end of the movie, Vlad starts giving blood to all of his army people to beat the whole Ottoman Empire after his wife dies, and a whole bunch of cool scenes happen, and they just start like going ham on the Ottoman Empire. There's also scenes where Dracula can turn into like a flock of bats and just move
Instead of just one.
Yeah, he just turns into a flock of bats, kills everybody, more bats, like he can switch.
We'll definitely put a scene of that going on, just like up here or something, while we're talking about it.
Because he just switches like on and off throughout the whole movie, especially through the war scene. He just like flies, switch, fly, switch, fly, switch. It's a crazy turn of events for maybe 5 minutes of the movie.
Just all the budget of the movie goes right there.
Honestly, kinda. The CGI, like...
How is the CGI?
The CGI, like, switching is very... You can notice it at points, but it's a very good movie. I mean, it came out in 2014, so the budget is pretty high. And, I mean, you can tell the budget's pretty high because, like, the actors that they had were pretty high quality actors.
I feel like they definitely spent a lot of money on the actors, though.
Yeah, I feel like they did. Other than that, like, lore accurate-wise, it has basically nothing from the book.
To be fair, it is basically a prequel.
So yes.
We didn't expect it to be high on the bad scale.
But it relating, I did like the motif of it relating it to Vlad the Impaler because he was called Dracula. Some people did call him Dracula, like a real life vampire. And towards the end, there is a really cool scene where Vlad the Impaler is fighting the Ottoman Empire king, which was his friend because Vlad the Impaler was prisoned there for a couple years to learn how to fight because his father gave him up to them. And he says, "I'm not, like, do not call me Vlad the Impaler anymore. I am Dracula, the King of Darkness or the Lord of Darkness." We'll put up the scene, but it's just such a good directed scene. I don't think this movie scored very high on Rotten Tomatoes, though. Critics did not like this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was only like a 50%. I mean, he's looking it up right now, but...
We'll have it up on the screen here.
Yes.
58%.
Yeah, that's the audience score, too. The audience didn't love that either. Wow, I liked this movie. It was pretty good. I'm not saying it was a perfect movie. It got 20. Wow. It got 26 on Rotten Tomatoes score. Holy. That is an awful movie.
Yeah, that is not scored well.
I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was a pretty good movie. On bat scale towards accuracy, I'd probably give this...
There's some looseness of like a Renfield-esque thing with him getting temporary powers.
Yes, and the crazy, like the guy before Dracula, the vampire guy in the cave, he kind of represents Renfield in a sense because he's kind of like just this crazy guy. But
there's like very loose aspects of Renfield, but not enough to be like, that's exactly what
there's loose aspects of everybody in this movie. Like, honestly, Vlad could be seen as Jonathan Harker at points, and then his wife could be seen as Mina. But accurate-wise, towards the book, I don't think this could be very high. It's not like it's a prequel.
I feel like it's an under 5.
Yeah, it's probably like a 3 or a 2.
Yeah. I'd say about 2.5, honestly.
Yeah,
it was not very accurate at all.
All right.
It was definitely about 2.5 on bad scale.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. Like, it's not a very accurate movie, but on the rat scale, I would say it was a pretty enjoyable movie. It's definitely not perfect. There's like we said throughout the video, the CGI was a little bit mishappy.
Yeah, it gets cutty every so often, but definitely not enough.
There's some very cool scenes throughout the whole movie and some lines that just give like fear. And then when Dracula meets the vampire in the cave for the first time, that's a pretty cool scene. There is this weird effect that Dracula does to see like alive people. He can like see their hearts beating. And like,
it's like a blood hunt type thing.
Yeah, like an infrared.
It's like one of those Far Cry infrared scenes.
Yes. It's just like, it's really cool, but I don't know why he can do it.
Yeah, that seems like it shouldn't happen.
And then there's the shoddy, like, the plot hole where Dracula, he has to give blood to other people to not become Dracula.
Yeah, and then he just gives blood to his entire army.
Yeah, basically. And then this entire army tries to kill his son too at the end, but there's like a guy with a crucifix that like comes and save him. Also, the weaknesses. The silver thing, like Vlad the Impaler, once he becomes Dracula, he is like totally weak towards like full silver swords or coins, and he gets like nauseous about it. The crucifixes, that was true. That's a pretty lore accurate thing. The stake to the heart, that is mentioned in the movie. And then the sunlight just like peels him away. It just makes him like, it basically just like peels his skin.
Flakes his skin off.
Flakes his skin
off. It's like
off.
a sunburn after.
Yeah, it just flakes his skin off in the thing. Which, I mean, in the book, the sun does not kill him. It just weakens him.
Yeah, it just weakens his power.
So on that, I would have to give the rat scale. Personally, I'd give it a 7.9.
I do really like war-esque movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm probably giving it 8.5.
8.5. That's a good rating. I'd have to agree with that. It's a solid movie.
It's definitely like just the art style and everything. Like we'll have a couple of the
scenes, yes.
a couple of the badass scenes up.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah. And it's I think it's the newest one other than the movie prediction at the end. Now we move on to the next movie where we will introduce our special guest.
All right, in our next movie, we have probably not one you expected, Hotel Transylvania. Boom, title card. And for this one, we brought in who I think is a specialist on the movie. Batman.
I'm Batman. Hello, everybody. I'm Batman, the expert movie reviewer on Hotel Transylvania. And, Kristen, how would you like to start this?
Well, first, like we talked about in all of them, like the accuracy of the movie.
How do you think the accuracy was throughout this movie?
It's definitely not very. Honestly, I think it's probably less accurate, or maybe no, a little bit more accurate than Dracula Untold, because you do have representations of characters. Like you straight up just have Dracula.
And you have Johnny.
We do think that Johnny is just Jonathan. He's not like trapped in the castle like he is in the book and everything at the very beginning. Well, kind of. He's hidden from the guests. I guess you could say that's trapped. He's like tried to be shooed away, hidden from the guests so people don't find out he's human.
All right. Wait, no, who's the girl again? Where is she?
Mavis.
Yeah. What's her purpose throughout who is she supposed to relate to?
I don't think she relates to any character in particular, but she's definitely like a damsel in distress-esque character. I mean, like her father lets her go out of the castle for like her 180th birthday, which is basically 18th in human years. And instead of like letting her go to an actual city and finding it all out for herself, she goes to some city that he made, and it's just a bunch of his ghouls who are meant there just to scare her so she never runs into a human and stays in the castle forever.
So humans are basically just these like Monsters Inc., you know, like how humans are like bad, they're like aliens basically.
Yeah, like I think it's just because of like the past part of the movie where humans were like, oh, I'll kill you.
Bad.
Yeah, I'll just kill you all. You're not like us. They're just racist.
Xenophobic humans.
Monstrous.
Oh, that's how I feel about vigilantes. They're bad.
Vigilante.
Where is she? All right, back to the bats and rats. What do you rate it, Kristen, on the bat scale?
On bats, it's definitely not crazy accurate, but it's got to have a higher score than Dracula Untold.
I would think so, too. It actually has aspects and characters. Mavis, I think, kind of represents Mina and Lucy.
Yeah,
like a
it's definitely like a mixture of Mina and Lucy.
And then all the other ghouls are supposed to I feel like some of them represent, like, Seward,
the
Quincy.
three women.
Yes. Oh, the three women are represented here. That's probably one of the first movies, especially in animation, that do that. So I'd give it a solid 6.5.
Yeah, 5.5 or 6, definitely.
Yeah. On the rat scale, this is a pretty entertaining movie. If Batman likes it, you gotta like it.
Ironically, it's a kids show, but like kids movie, but it is a really good movie.
You rate it first.
I'm gonna give it about a 7.5 to be honest.
7.5. Batman would give it a 7.4. There's some things that I don't like about this movie, but
Yeah, you just did that to spite me, didn't you?
Batman doesn't smite. I'm right.
Smite? You mean spite?
Batman doesn't smite either.
I'd hope not. Are you Zeus? Batman? Alright. Batman kind of beat me up before he left, but he's gone now, and we have Dylan back.
Hey guys.
All right.
Too bad you couldn't meet Batman, though.
I always wish I could meet Batman. He's like an idol. Like, you kicked me out, every time you kick me out of the room before I get to see Batman.
It's either I kick you out to get him into the podcast, because he won't come if you're here for some reason.
I wonder why.
He might be racist.
I don't think he is. Why do you think? I've never seen him in the same room as me.
Yeah, I've never seen Batman in the same room as Dylan. It's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
Anyways, next movie, the one that hasn't come out yet, new Nosferatu movie.
Oh, I'm excited.
We're actually going to go see this on
Christmas Day,
because
yes.
we hate our families and don't spend any time with
All
them.
right. I'm back.
This movie, like, I think it will probably be the most lore accurate one.
I think so too. I think it's definitely going to be.
Yes.
It's got to be more accurate than 1977.
Yeah, the original Nosferatu came out in 1922, and they didn't have any of the rights to Dracula at that time, so they couldn't be super accurate with it. They're still using the original characters from the 1922 Nosferatu, but I think these will be more lore accurate and relate to the characters more. Also, I saw the trailer, and
The trailer, it looks good.
my gosh.
There's not much of like the characters in the trailer, though,
No.
which is kind of weird.
But the directing and like the cinematography of the whole movie, this looks
it
amazing.
Looks amazing. Just the like setting of it all.
Yes,
looks great.
I think we only saw. Okay, so the guy who acts as Nosferatu is Pennywise the Clown, and his name's Bill Skarsgård, and we only get to see him for maybe like a couple seconds in the trailer.
Yeah, we do not see him for long.
Yes.
But they probably did that on purpose.
Yes, I'm guessing they did that as like to try to scare people for the trailer. And Willem Dafoe is in this movie,
Yeah,
amazing. That guy's the Green Goblin, by the way. That's amazing.
Like having the Green Goblin in a movie is such like a goal in current movies.
Yes, very
Just having anyone who's like in a Spider-Man movie, to be honest.
for sure.
With how big those are.
Yes. Who else? Yeah, who else is in this movie? Like it looks. Doc Hard. A lot of these characters. I've only seen the original
I haven't
Nosferatu
seen a
once.
lot of these people.
It's a silent film, so.
Emma Corrin,
Oh,
Lily Rose Depp.
that's Johnny Depp's daughter.
Really?
Yes. So
I didn't know she was in acting. To be honest.
Yeah. So that should be a good film. I know it's already received on Rotten Tomatoes. It's already received 94%, and on Metacritic, it's already received an 82%. So that is really good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
That's definitely placing like heavy expectations on the movie,
Yes,
though.
for sure. For Bats and Rats, I don't think we can't really rate Rats yet. So let's give a prediction score of how we will enjoy it. Bats, I think it would probably be.
It'll probably be the most accurate.
Yes, I think it will be higher than the
I'm
1977
gonna say about a
contract.
9.5. We gave the other one a 10.
Yes, there is the character aspect though.
That is true.
I think setting wise, it will probably be the most accurate. Plot wise, probably the most accurate.
It is set in Berlin, Germany.
Well, yeah, because the other one was set in
Yeah.
Berlin, Germany. So, I think I will give it a 9.2. Just because the characters, like, they are not like Jonathan Harker or Dracula. His name is Count Orlok. So, yeah. But, I give it a 9.2. And on Rats, the Rat scale, I would give... probably enjoyable movie, so...
It's probably going to be
9.5.
9.5. That's a pretty respectable score, I'd imagine.
All right. And then, that's it for us, guys. This has been Dr. Alucard's docudrama. Thank you for coming.
We'll be
Be
back next
sca-
time with more movies.
More movies. Be scared!
Come to me. Come to me. never shared my secret with any soul.
You have had these spells since childhood. Tell me what you can from the beginning.
It is like a dream. It was our wedding. When we turned around, everyone was dead. The stench of their bodies was horrible. Standing before me was death. But I'd never been so happy.
This creature is a force more powerful than evil. Its desire is to consume all life on Earth. Only you can redeem us. He is coming.
There is a devil in this world, and I have met him.
But he could never please me as he could. No!